don't understand how it can be raining on February. It's crazy.
They talk to me, you know, say
Okay, it's been raining. Wow, that's serious. Okay, so good evening. I trust we are having an amazing day. So our task today is going to start any moment from now. So how is it going to go? We may not be able to finish up a main page today, and the reason is because I will try to be very slow with the entire process so that we can quickly easily identify the entire flow. And I'll just try to be slow as I can, or as I should. So that it's going to be very easy for us. And our goal is to design the complete full page in the desktop format and also in the mobile format. So we are going to design for desktop and the mobile together. So if we are unable to finish up the full page today, maybe what I will do is I'll pick only the header today. So I'll do header for desktop and I'll do header for mobile. I think it's perfect that way. That would be a very perfect way to be very quick to execute. I think I still have the whole site here, live art. Yeah, before I start, I said I was going to show us how to get some of the plugins that I talked about. Yeah, the plugins. So there are a lot of plugins out there. Did I call them plugins? I should have called them. They are Chrome extensions. They are also plugins. They are Chrome extensions. They just help us quickly identify colors, fonts, the technology used to build up a site, and then a few other amazing things like that. That is how powerful Chrome is. But the higher the numbers of Chrome extension you have on your Chrome browser, the lower the speed of your laptop. You know, Chrome itself alone takes in a lot of what do I call it? A lot of RAM, and sometimes that is why sometimes when you're trying to use your Chrome browser, it just all of a sudden gets very slow. So I would advise by the time you get familiar with Chrome extensions and you start picking them, you should be watchful of the numbers of Chrome extensions that you are trying to get at. The ones you know you don't need, there is no point in having to install them. So just focus on the one you need. So that is what I'm going to start class for tonight. Okay. I'm still having issues with the Google Meet subscription. So that was why I had to go back to Zoom. But I was able to find an alternative to the issue. The only thing that it will still delay my entire setup. Exactly, because what is going on. Okay. So let me share my screen. The only delay to set up. I will just then the site as well. Live art. Sorry, I was away. I heard a sound outside. Thought my generator was in the rain. So okay. We met on Saturday. How was the class? I hope we're able to. Yeah, there's something I told us to work on together. And there's something I told us to work on. That is, the first one is the. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It's just Saturday. Yeah, the plugins and those templates, the components, the possibilities we might have to like touch some components today because it should quicken the design process. There is no crime in trying to use the component. It's no big deal. But the major thing to be used is the okay. Yeah, like I said in our previous class, we're talking about the use of templates. There are times where we have to use it and times where we don't have to use it. But when it comes to components, everyone is free to pick any components in any way, provided you just have an idea on how they work and how to make good use of them. It can easily work in those process. I mean, still trying to open up the Zoom. I've been using the Zoom on their desktop app. So I recently just switched back to the browser. So I want to use the Zoom on the browser instead of just the app. The app is so slow. Wow. Wow, it's not connecting me through. Oh shit. Shit. Come on, please. Oh damn. No. Why? Why is this happening? Oh, great. I'm finally back. I'm very sorry with the delay. I haven't been able to figure out why it's always treating me this way. And funny thing is, I had resolved everything this afternoon, even before the class started. I was surprised that I have to go through this process again. I'm really back. Okay, so okay, I think my screen is working fine right now. Thank God. God. So yeah, let's start. I need to move this one up. Okay, so this is the site we want to replicate. Yeah, so the site we want to replicate. So like I was saying, there are possibilities we may not finish up on time, but it's not really much. Yeah, this is their logo. This is their logo. And then they actually have, how did I get to this page? Oh, this is not the normal. How did I get this? Oh, nice. Okay, so the header, all we just have to do now is we're designing this header, this few text, then the button, then this search icon. Now, this search icon, this search section, the object here is a component. So we can pick component from anywhere, this button as well. Then the text and this curve black line. Then these two background colors here that stands here. So I might probably just use a plain circle to do it. Now there's something on this their header section here. I don't know what they use to do that, but I think, okay, I'll try something else. Let's see how it goes. Then we have these two buttons. Then we have a tab here. This is more of a prototyping thing. So what we'll just do at this stage is, to actually design it the way it is. Then we leave the design wherever we stop and come back to undo the prototyping. So I think this is an image, of course, great. You can see this is the header. So there's something they added to this joint to make it look like this. But anyways, then we have this part. This part is straightforward. There's nothing much in their book. Then the text, then all of this. There's something here. It shouldn't be that empty. Why is your site taking forever to load? And then that's all. So let me show you. I'm going to right click, then come to inspect. I think it's always like that on every browser. I don't know. I've always been using Chrome. So this is to show us how the mobile would look like. When their mobile application is not looking mobile responsive, we are checking from the browser. But if you check their app from the, it's the same thing. I checked their site on the mobile phone right now. This is how it's dragging around. So it's not really mobile responsive. This, can you see where my cursor is? This is what you click when you want to preview a site. Because when you click on inspect, you might see it in this manner, or probably you see it this way. So what you do, the first thing you have to do is you come to, can you see where my cursor is at the right hand side? You click on this, then you just change the dock side to either the second one or the fourth one. So you should give it in this format, and you come to the top left corner here and click the toggle device toolbar. Then it give you the entire site in the mobile. So this would help us have an understanding on how the mobile design would look like. So those are the two things we want to achieve. We're designing the interface, and then we're designing the mobile. So what I would do today, in case we're unable to finish up on time, it even makes sense for me not to try and finish, not even attempt to finish everything at once. So I'll just focus on the header alone, and then I'll do the header for the mobile as well. Then we can just take a pause on that. Okay, so now the first thing to do, since this is like making a replica of a design, you just have to get everything that needs to be prepared. Get everything ready. The first thing we need to get ready is all the images that we see on this site. Now the other part, we have their logo. So I'm downloading their logo. So what I would do to make my work easy is I'm going to create a folder for this particular project right here, right now. So you just open up on your desktop. I can put it anywhere, any profile, anywhere, doesn't matter. So I'm going to just probably dump it somewhere on my desktop. Then I'll call it live. I think that's what they call it on their project, the live arts. So I would save. This is the file I just created. So I'm putting this logo right here. It's an SVG logo, scalable vector graphics, which makes it very easy to edit a particular logo. So I'm saving it. Great, that one is gone in. Then the second part we need is this particular one. This is also an image, definitely going to be an image. So I'm also going to, this is a PNG, of course, PNG. Then I'll save that in. So the reason why we have to like get everything ready is just so that we won't have any reason to have to be running back and forth. Then the next point, without live art, I've been trying to understand what this live art themselves do. They're like an environment workspace kind of a thing. Look at your space to focus and get things done. Made the new standard modern task management software. And this is how their dashboard looks like. It looks like very generalized platform. I don't know why someone would, because you want to work now, your entire workspace have to look so busy. I don't know. Anybody who likes it can like it. I don't like it. I prefer my workspace without live art to look like this, not like this. What I would have preferred if they want to offer me something like this, what I would have preferred is like a virtual assistant. So while I'm working right now, I can like just tell it to help me do a few things. Maybe, okay, open up Figma file. Then while Figma is opening, I'll just continue to do other things. So I like things to be done like that. Okay, so earlier I said we're going to use a component, but I don't want us to use a component like picking templates or anything. We'll draw everything up from beginning to the end. So now I've gotten all the logo, all the images that I have on this header. So if we want to go to the next part, all of these are images as well. So we'll have to download them and then bring them in. And then I think there is an image. This is also an image. That's even a video. This is another one. So we'll just have to pick them just like that. I think all these other parts are something that we can do. They are quite easy. So the next thing we need to do now is color identifications and then fonts. I'll have to put that into the Figma file. I have to put that into the Figma file. I'll just write it somewhere out. So out of all the Chrome extensions that I have here, I would like to introduce us to a particular Chrome extension. I'll share the link later after the class. I use Microsoft to-do lists to outline my tasks. I use Notion to outline my tasks as well. I would also introduce all of that later time. But because this one is a very quick feature, the quick Chrome extension, I usually just add everything right here on the browser, and I just, if I have a quick task to do, I don't know why it's loading, taking forever to load up. That's a problem. So this is the first, let me open a new file. The first thing I want to identify is their font. So this font, what font is what I'm going to use first. Now, how do you download all these things? I will send the direct link to you. So once you pick the link, let me just, what font Chrome extension? The link, I want to show you the link I'll be sending to you directly. So that link, the direct link is the link you would gain access to. Everybody has disappeared. What's going on? What's going on? Okay, this is the font finder. This is the link I'll be sending. Once you open this link, you just click add to Chrome. It will do a lot of things, ask you a lot of questions. Then after it downloads, then you just come to this part. Can you see where my cursor is? Click on this, and these are all the Chrome extension that I have. So this is the word font. You just have to pin it. The purpose of pinning it is just so that it can display here. If you don't pin it in, it will not display. So that is why you have to pin it. So I am going to, I thought I said this one to open a new file. Wow. Oh, it's open already. Okay, nice. So I would, I need to rename this guy first. Let me just call it Life at London page. Okay, so I'm going to create the first page. This is where I will do all my UI design. This is where I will do all my designs. Then I'll create a new section just for, let me call it details. Let me call it details. Yeah, great. So this is where I'll put all our deleted. So the link that you'll be using, I'll be sending the links directly to us. I think this is the one that I was using. I'll send the link directly to us, you pick it up. So how do you use the word font? Once you single click on it, it will start dancing around on your, you can see this is the exit font button. This, so by the moment I start dragging the cursor around, to start to tell me the name of the font that this site is using. So the site uses Circular STD. Now, like I said in the previous class, there are possibilities that if we cannot find this particular font online, it's going to be very difficult to use, but we could just pick another thing. But it's very easy. So what I would do is I will also send a copy of this font to us. Then we would easily download it. Another place to get fonts directly is font.google.com. Let me see if I can find a direct font. What I used to do is I just directly search online because the Google font site does not really have all the fonts details. It's just few of them. But let me see if they have the circular ST. How would they even call they don't have it. The best thing is to just randomly search. So you wouldn't need to search since I am able to find it. I'll just send a file to you. And how do I share the desktop screen? I'll find a way to share the screen so I can show you how to install fonts. Now, on Figma, how does Figma get all the fonts that they display? Now, all the fonts you see on Figma, the numbers of font that you see from Figma are the default numbers of font that are displayed on that exists on your laptop, on your computer system. That is why you have all of those numbers of fonts. So let me stop sharing the main screen and then try and share my other. Let's see. I want to see if I can just share all my entire screen instead of sharing screen one screen too. Okay, so this is my file. This was the file. So if I'll be sending the file to you, this is what I would send to you. All you just have to do is right click and then locate extract, or don't worry, I will send the extracted file, because in case if you don't have this WinRAR software on your laptop, it's very difficult. So I'll just send this one to you. This is what I would send. It's very easy. All you just have to do is double click on it, then open it. And once you open it, I'm going to have to go and share that particular part. There should be an option here where I can just share the entire screen. I don't understand. So once you double click on the file, this is what you would see. Remember, this was the file here. So this is what you would see. And just click on install. Once you click on install, that's it. And you just close it, and then we'll go back to our Figma file. So having come back to our Figma file, what we would do is we'll just refresh the Figma. It's as installing a plugin, installing a font is as easy as that. But the major challenge you might encounter during font installation is it's not going to be from the beginning when you're trying to install the font. Those moments usually occur during when you've completely installed the font successfully and you want to use it on Figma. It'll be very difficult to find. So this is what we're going to do. We've been able to find the font that was used, and the name of the font is Circular STD. So I want to write it somewhere here. So I'll just drag my screen. Let me see. The font is missing. Why would Intel be missing? Intel of core fonts. Let me just pick any font. I'll sort that one later. So font, name of the font is Circular STD. Basically, if you're working on any project, this is the best way to actually go through. You just have to have everything ready before you say you want to start doing anything. It's one of the most important things you need to look through. Okay, let me increase the font size. So now Circular STD. Let me try and I want to change this particular text to this particular font name. So I'm coming here, I will search Circular. Did I get the spelling correct? Yeah, I did. Circular STD. Let's see, do we have it? No, we don't. So what we have to do now is we need to refresh. Changes will not be made. That's not possible. Okay. Try to do your work. The document has enough same changes. I need to refresh. And saying is nothing to say. Oh, wow, what's going on? And they don't have an option that tells you to. Figma will continue to try auto saving your work. And What's it going to take you to just save it? There's no internet. Why is the whole thing working? There's no internet. There's no internet now. Let me just refresh. I need to refresh because that is the only way the fonts that I just installed would display. So the font installation is a very simple process. I'll send the file. Once I send the file, you need to open the file on the laptop. Then once you have the file on your laptop, open the folder, double click on the font, then it will just pop up on a white notepad, those default notepad that is always on your laptop. Then you see an install button at the top left corner or at the top right corner. Just click on install. Once you click on install, that's it. Close the font, come back to Figma, then refresh the page. So once you refresh the page, that's all. And sometimes if you refresh the page and you can't find it, you just have to continue refreshing. So it's actually saved. And then it's telling me it didn't save. Okay, so let's go by it again. Circular. Don't think it's there yet though. It's not there yet. This is a part of the general issues you would always encounter. But the plugin is the font is there. Rather, if I go to my laptop settings, and this is it now, circular. I was the one searching. Is that it? Look at the circular is giving me. Look at the font, circular font they have there. And this is just one single circular. Let me check. Circular aesthetic font. No, that's not the font. That's not the font. It looks like it. This is one major confusion one we get from all those fonts. I think I would have to go back and locate the file again because under the menu here, this is the medium. I only have a default option. I don't have options to pick other things. So we haven't really started. Again, there are some times that the client might be the one to determine the fonts that you want to use. You don't have a choice. You just have to use the exact thing they use. Let me try this part. Maybe I can get everything. Let me check that font, see if I can get the full package here as well. I hope this one has the full, I think this one has the full option. Down. Total files is 1. I don't think this one has it. I think I opened another one here. This is another one. This looks like a complete package. So these are one of the challenges you encounter when you're looking for fonts because there are a lot of font options out there. You have to find the right one I want. Okay, so just the same way I installed the other one, that's the same way I'm going to install this one. So it will give you in a zip file. You need to unzip the file and then install it. Once installation file couldn't install. Oh, what's going on? Okay. Yeah, I need to share what I'm looking at right now. I need to share. Let me see. Let's see. I need to show what I'm doing right now. So look at, can you see the fonts? Can you see what I just installed now? These are all the fonts you have to sit down and install one after the other. There is no other way to sort this out. Now, some of them are similar. Like, let me go back to the top. This is black and then EOT. This is another circular aesthetic black. This is another circular aesthetic black. This is another circular aesthetic black. This is another one, another one. So it means from number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they are the same font, but they are in different file formats. So if you install this one and then you install this one, it's still going to give you the same result. So you just have to pick just one. I'm used to the TTF and the OTF because that is basically the default font that any laptop would use. So that is the one I'm going to install. Now I'm going to install every font that I have here. There is no particular single method to say you want to install a font. The only most common method of installing a font just once by just clicking on the button is a particular way that I don't always recommend, because what happens is once you use that method, it would automatically override all the fonts on your laptop screen. And it will be very difficult to resolve it. So what I will just do now is I'll double click on this first one, install it. That is for the first one. Then I'm done with that. I'm done with the circular black. Then I'm going to circular black italic. Of course, I'm using the open type fonts. I'm not interested in the other ones. And I installed that too. You can see this is how you find out. The OTF is the one that has this like an alphabet in there that looks like an A. Then I'm done with this part. And I'm done with that one. This is another OTF. I'll double click, install it, close. So that's one of the major stress you have to go to. This is another OT. So double click. So just locate that one. OTF is still the general font format. So you don't have to stress yourself in trying to install everything. So this is another one. Install. Nice. Almost done. This is the only boring part of tech that I don't like, but I don't have a choice. There is a way you can actually write few codes to install this once and for all. But like I said, when you do it, it will overwrite imagine trying to say you want to change the font of your phone. You know, when you change it, every font changes, even your WhatsApp status, everything changes. That is exactly what will happen. But this method that we're using now is only to indicate that, yeah, you need to include this new font into the laptop system just so that we can use it on Figma. But if you use that other coding method, it will automatically overwrite everything you see on your. Imagine going to your browser, and then you just see, like when you open up a browser like this, all your fonts here will change completely. That is why it's always recommended. The best way is just take your time and then do the right thing. Okay, so let me now refresh. I think it should be fine now. Should be fine now. Should be fine now. Should be fine now. So starting a new project takes time. Setting it up takes time. We don't have a choice. We just have to do the. That was the first one that I installed there. I think the first one we installed was a fake font. Now, I don't know, how are fonts made? How are fonts made? It's a very simple thing, but a little bit complex. Now, you and I, we have a permanent handwriting that we use when we try to use our pen to write something. We have a permanent writing. Now, imagine someone saw your handwriting and like, your handwriting is great and it will fit into our products, or maybe our website or our mobile app, and I would like to build up on this font. So you can decide to give it any name you want. So they collect that font. Then there is a way we now have to like redesign. Of course, every font contains alphabet A to Z, then the digits 0 to 9, and then the general symbols. So you would write with that same handwriting that we want to use, you would write it, you would write them down, alphabet A to Z in capital and a small. You write the digits, you write everything, and then the designers, will now then design them. Then having designed them, there is a way we will now convert them into those file formats that I showed us earlier. Convert them into those file formats, then automatically it becomes a font that people will now have to start downloading. So that is basically how most of all those fonts are made. It's someone who actually came up with the writing idea. It's just like someone else's handwriting. Someone just thought about that kind of writing. It's showing me circular. This is it. This was the previous one that I installed there. So this is what we want, circular STD. Great. So the next part is the color. So I'm following through this process just so that I can ensure that we understand the concept involved in trying to start a project. I want to change everything to circular. See that I'm not getting the spelling or what? Well, anyways, I'll go through the normal way. You see, all these fonts you're seeing, they are all installed in a laptop. If you buy any new laptop, you see over 200 to 500 fonts by default. So you really want to now start including the ones that you want. Most graphic designers, they always install new fonts like every day. Every day. So I want to change this one. All these are not necessary, just mine. Okay. So the next thing I want to do now is the color. Now, all the colors we have here is a lot. So now this particular plugin is an eyedropper plugin. That's the plugin that I will use to identify. I can see I use it to identify a whole lot of colors. So I want to use it to pick their own color. Their background color looks white, but it's not white. So I picked that one. All I did was I came here. I'm going to share this link to download this as well. Installing the Chrome extension is very easy. Once I send the link, you open the link on your laptop browser. That is on the Chrome right there. You see the button Add to Chrome. Click on Add to Chrome. Once you click on Add to Chrome, it will ask you a few questions, probably 1 or 2 questions, and just, of course, you have to accept. You don't even need to read it. Accept or allow. That is the major thing you might probably come across and then click. So having done that, then just let it do its magic. Having done that, you see this shape here. Can you see where my cursor is? That looks like Amoeba. Just click on it and then locate the fonts that you just installed. Then once you find the fonts you installed, click it, click the this pen icon, then it will change to this blue, just so that it can display this way. So all you just have to do is click on this, pick color from web page. So when you come here, can you see that? If you see, look at the cursor now, there is a box running around. But the moment I left click, the box disappears. So now I want to pick this particular color section. I picked this top here. This one is white, of course. So now how do you know the color code? You see, as I'm dragging this cursor around, if you look at the bottom right corner, the color code are changing. So if you see, can you see as I'm dragging it like this, look at the bottom right, the color code are changing. So this is what I want to pick now. You don't need to know color codes offhand. So I picked 2 colors. You don't need to know color codes offhand. It's not necessary. Nobody will penalize you. No, any recruiter that is asking you that kind of thing can swear for him or her. Because that person does not know it. You can't know it. It's not possible. So I picked how many? 3. And then this black does not really look like our normal black, but I need to confirm it. There are different blacks in design. I need to confirm it. I knew it. Our normal black in the color code for our normal black is 0 in 6 or 0. You write 0 in 6 places or you write 0 in 3 places. But this one they use here is not so dark. You can see the black they use for this text, which is 3 in 6 places, is different from the black they use for this button. So I have to pick every single one of those blacks. and come back here and pick. Which one did I pick just now? Yeah. So having picked that, and now I have to like come back here. These are the colors I picked. I started from here. All I need is the color code. This one, the one that starts with ash. We don't need any other one. So once you click on the ones that you just added, come to, it's always located at the top here. It's always the first one. As it's selected. Then this is it. Just double click on it, copy it, then we'll come to our file here. Just paste it here. You don't need to put the hash, doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and pick the other ones. The only thing I don't like, they would have just let us pick the color itself instead of picking the color code. But that way it works. So I've added the second one, then the third one. Then after this, we're getting closer to starting the actual job. The actual job. And this one, this Blake. Okay, so picking this one too. Now, then the final one. So now we already have our colors, at least the major colors that we use at the top. I don't think they have any other colors outside this one. Now at this stage, isn't these color codes, they look so scary and confusing? Because I mean, how can you identify, looking at this is F8, F8, F8. How do you know what color? How can you even really tell that, yeah, this is blue or this is yellow, this is that? You can't tell because we don't know. So what we just have to do is, we are still preparing, we haven't started designing it. Don't worry, we'll design. It's just the normal procedure that we have to follow when you want to do anything at all. Because it's quicken your process through and through. So now the first thing we need to do is come to your rectangle and just draw up a square, just a square. So I'm going to like just put some space here so that I can easily draw up the square. Let me drag this thing down. I can easily draw up the square. Nice. So let me do the same for this part. So this is my square. So I'll just duplicate this square using Ctrl D to duplicate it, then take it to this other part. I'm going to use it for this other one as well. So duplicate it. Let me bring this one here so that it can all be outlined. So now this box represents the interpretation of the color code we have here. So how do we start? You can easily just copy and paste, but I think the quicker way is to just write them out. So I will start with the first one, F8, F8, F8. So having clicked on this box, I'll come to the fill section. You see, this is the color code of the default font. Then I'll come here and just type in F8, 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 the same font that is right there. Then I'll just try enter. So I've given it its own default font. I'll come to the next one. The next one is D6BCCB. Then enter. You see, it has given it the font. So these ones will serve as our paint. Imagine you're trying to paint a house. You need to have your paint box. So this one is going to serve, all these things are going to serve as our paint box. Then D7CEEA. Then that one goes. Let's go to the other one, 161616. Imagine how can you even say you want to know these things offhand? It's not possible. Then this one is 3333. They don't go beyond 60 bits. Can I even try to say you want to go beyond 60 bits? So now we have everything ready. So we are ready to design. Yeah, that's how stressful it can be. So we're ready to design. And let's go back to our UI and then pick our, I don't know if we'll be able to do the mobile, but let's just go on. Pick our frame. This is going to be my own page. Okay, so the first thing is this part and this background. Now, this background, you see this background color, this header section here, we already have a copy of it yeah, which is the first color here. So now we have our design. The first thing we want to do now is draw a rectangle. Before that, we need to bring in our layout grid. For the love of God, we need this thing for the purpose of alignment. I like my alignment to be in 10. Should I leave it 10 or I should do 15? 15 is great. So I'm probably going to have to bring the ruler as well, but let me still leave it this way. So I'm going to draw a rectangle that will serve as the header. So for those of us that are joining that are doing the 50 days design challenge, this is one of the most important lessons that you should never miss. You just have to follow through every concept and make sure that your work is completely aligned. Okay, so I'm trying to just trying to view it. My eye now, those tailor, they are so smart that they can just look at the line and tell you if it's straight or not. So I'm trying to look at the height. I think it's okay. So this rectangle will represent this rectangle for the header at the top. Now I want to add color. Then I'll come to my details, this color code, then come here. Just copy this color code, then go back and paste it in. Easy. So can you see the reason why it was very easy to identify? So I think we didn't put all these boxes. Then you want to pick a color, you'll be like, which one, how do I know which one of this? But right now we're able to identify it. So it's great. So the next thing we want to do is the logo. Now, this is where I will now have to bring my ruler. I'll have to bring the ruler. I want the ruler to just stay at the center of this red vertical line. Then I want it to also maintain that same edge. Nice. So my logo will start here, to not go beyond, to not go outside. Just start here. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my logo. I can bring it in from here, but I don't want to bring it in from here. I want to just directly pick it up from the folder. You can see my folder now. The file I created is on desktop, Life Arts. So this is the logo. I'm just going to drag it inside. Nice. Look at how it's so tiny. So I'll hold down the shift key, then drag it, then take it to the top and reduce it. Let me zoom in. It's my design so far, so to be able to zoom in, I want it to start at this edge. Can you see? It must sit there comfortably. I think I need to still reduce the logo. I'm holding down the shift key while doing this. Look at this, look at this, look at this Life Arts logo. Like generally just look at it. Just LIFE, then AT, then it's a design, it's a text, but someone actually designed it the way I explain how fonts are being designed. You see this logo as it is now. This is not a $50 logo. This is more like a $200 logo. Now imagine someone paying that expensive amount of money for logos. That's how interesting graphic design can be. So now we need to see how far we've gone because of the old color combination. That is why it's not coming out. So I'll have to see this eye icon where I click on the layout grid. Where I activated the layout grid, there's an eye icon that is at the right-hand side. You can see the eye icon. I'll just make it invisible. So see, we have it just as it should be. So let's put it back and then zoom in. So what do you want to do next? The search icon, the search component, just do the search a space, and then we draw this rectangle and give it a corner radius, and then give it a drop box. Okay, so I'm looking at the sizes. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick my ruler again and make sure that everything stays okay. Let me still go on. But I can just take the ruler and drag it to stay at the top like this. So, okay, so I'm picking my rectangle again to draw this out. Let me just do this.
It's like they have started since around 7. This 8 after 8.
Sorry, please, can you mute? You're
Oh,
welcome.
shit.
You will catch up.
Sorry.
Sorry for being late. Mute. So I'm going to add corner radius 40. Nice. I'm looking at the distance between the logo and the search. Let me look at that. It's the same thing. Well, it's not beginning to look awful. I don't know. Oh, we didn't pick the text for this, but it's white. It's obvious that it's white. So white is always F, F, F in 6 places. At least if you don't know color codes, you should know white and you should know black. White is F in 6 places. Black is 0 in 6 places. So F in 6, you can either do it in 3 or you do it in 6. Is that 6 or 7? If it's more than that, can you see? This is it. Let me do 0 for us. 0 is in 6. So for the love of God, those are the 2 codes that I know of, and I don't know any other one. I don't know of any other one. I'll just go and pick them. So I want to do a drop down. You can see that is why the search text was able to come out. So I will do the effect. I just click on this plus sign. And you see, it came out immediately, but it's too much. So we'd have to come here and try and just play around this. I'll make the block 2. And this is why let me take it to 1. Perfect. But I don't want it to focus on the bottom. Change my X to 1. And let me give this guy 0. My internet connection is unstable. I don't understand how Zoom developers build their system. It's so annoying. Daddy, so what I did here is my drop shadow. Can you see X is 1, blur is 1, the rest are Y is 0, spread is 0. I just want something very simple. Okay, so the next thing is to add a text. That is where we're gonna start using their fonts throughout. What do they have here? Search a space. I still don't understand what their company does. So, but I don't mind. Search a space. Okay, it has given us this by default, but we need something like, yeah, great. Then I will resize the font to maybe something like 11. Nice. Then I just drop it inside the search. Now there's something you can see, it's gray, it gave it a gray color. The search space, so it's not really dark. So we would have to change that. A gray should be C in 6 places. Let me see if I get it. At least I know 3 fonts. I'm doing well. I know 3 fonts. I try 3 font converts. I didn't get it eventually. Let's try D. There is D in 6 places. I know you might probably be saying all the fonts that I know they are the same digits. It doesn't matter. But digits is digits. But I'm not getting it. It's something closer to this one, or a little bit lighter. So what I would do is I would just drag the transparency life arc. Nice. So the disadvantage of all these layout grid is you won't see all of your designs while you're doing it. Like everything will be done so far. We can't even tell if they are great or not, but it doesn't matter. What we just want to ensure with the layout grid is our alignment. Later, we'll come and deal with the beauty. If you know, fine. Cool. Adjust time. Fine back. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is this 4 menu: explore, use cases, pricing, and careers. These are design that somebody did not understand, sir. Okay, so what we will do is this stage is very easy. All you just have to do now is pick our text tool. Then instead of writing, since we are not doing any prototyping, instead of writing the menu, we just put it this way. But don't let me do lazy man work. Let me just follow through with our procedure. I don't do the lazy man work. As left to me, I'll just drag everything and put everything inside. So explore. The first thing is explore. No, I need to increase the size. I'll give it, let me try 15. 15 is great, but it looks smaller. Let me try 18. 18. Oh, I thought it was 18. Let me do 20 then. Okay, how many text am I adding? I'm adding 4 and it's close to the edge. So I can start my phone, I can start my menu here. I'll let it touch the top, of course. So what I would then do is, so all my menus will sit inside this red bar. Let me see, I have 4 menus. So 1, 2, 3, 4 red bar. And it's close to the end. So what I would do is this, okay, I'm trying to like merge just few measurements. Okay, great. Trying to measure, this is going to be where the button, that particular button is going to stay. And I'll just give like half side. Let's try. Let's try. So let me duplicate. I'll duplicate this one and use it for the other menu. I'm still going to move all this menu. One time. The next one is use cases. Use cases. Next one is going to be, I have to go back and check this. I've forgotten. Pricing. I don't know, part of me is scared that my design is going to like extremely ugly. I don't know yet. So there's only one way to find out. The connection is so stable. Okay, so I want to I will use the control key to select my 4 menu, then I'll use the arrow key to just move them. I want them to just maintain something closer to this. I mean, it's still moving this way. I'm gonna probably still need to increase this one. Yeah. Let me do that again. Honestly, I'm scared my design is going to be ugly. But let's finish it first. Okay, so I've done that part, but as well, the same thing happened here. Their color is different. So let me come here. It's not this, then it's definitely going to be 3 and 6. So let me just change that. 3 and 6 places. Yeah. So now the button, go to app. This is also going to be 3 and 6 places. Nice. Then they gave it a corner radius. This corner radius is going to looks like 50. Nice. So now we have to put that button there, but their button is a bit bigger. So what I'm now going to do now is, their logo is also bigger and it went back here. This search, I'll use the search option to place this one. Well, it actually fits in automatically. I'm a great designer. Imagine. So I will duplicate this and then bring it in. Sometimes I wonder how I can be very good in design when all my life it has been programming and programming and programming. Oh my God. I can remember those times where I had to I was working on a project like codes, and the project started giving me issues. And before you know it, I started crying. I was so frustrated that I don't know what to do. My mom was like, "Guy, just go and relax." My mom really helped there. Guy, just relax, do something. But this time I tried to relax. My mind was still, part of me would still be there. Start brainstorming. Okay, what have you tried? What have you tried? What have you tried? But the only way I would eventually get it right is having abandoned the entire task and then maybe probably just distract yourself, do something else. That is the only way you get it right. So I had to she said, just calm down. I try to eat, no matter how upset or how frustrated I am. I don't cheat nature when it comes to eating and when it comes to sleeping as well. So I went on like that. And after a few hours, I went back to the laptop and then I took my time and then looked through the code that what could have happened. Then I realized I actually omitted a comma. And that was why the code did not work. You can see how frustrating it is, but it's very interesting. Okay, so I've done the other part. So what we have to do now is I need to. I'm not saying this to scare you off coding. Coding is fun. I still write codes, but I wrote a few set of codes today. I'm still probably going to write more this night. Okay, so this is it. I knew he's going to do foggy. I knew it. Imagine what I did. Okay, this is what I realized. Looking at what you have there. The logo is bigger. Can you see? From their design here, the size of the logo almost is almost equivalent to the search. And then the menu fonts are very small, while this one is bigger. So the size of this one should be similar to these three other ones. So that the reason why I ended up doing this foggy design is because of that layout grid. So I couldn't see everything that I'm doing. So what I'm going to do now is I'll start with this font, with this menu. So instead of doing it one after the other, I'll just do them by default. I'll take them down to 14. Now it's getting better, then I'll just try and move them somewhere. I think this go to app, I think this is okay as it should. No, I think it's okay. Let me leave this one as well. So this search, I need to group this search and its text. So I'll come to the layer section and then select the two options and then Ctrl G them, then rename them to search so that I can easily identify it. So what I want to do at that angle is I'm going to need to resize this guy as well. Now that's too much. This is too much. This way. Okay, so when you zoom in, they look very big. When you zoom out, they now look very tiny. Like looking at aeroplane flying from a far distance. And you start wondering, let me keep this 12. Then I think I can just, Okay, so let me zoom out and see the jargons I just did. My jargons is better. Let's preview. I think that's the better way to tell if my jargons is jargons or not. That was it. Still loading. That's the only issue. I don't like this thing waiting. You should look as if you're checking the results. Then you start shaking. How is it? 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 You continue to wait and you start shaking. Oh, this is 8:30. But we started late because of this issues. But I want us to finish the header. I finish the header, so I'll share the file. You guys can try it. But it looks okay, but what's this thing at the center of my design? Like an invisible evil spirit or something. There's nothing here now. What's this? Look at it. But no worries, let me ignore it. I think our design is perfect, but that search is still a little bit, it's not coming out. So if you try and zoom in if you do a zoom on your Zoom screen, you can easily look at it, although it's going to be a little bit blurred, but let's see. So what I saw here now is this guy is not really fitting into this. So let me see what I can do. Let me increase this percentage to 30. Then I think it's better now. It's visible now. Yeah. Okay. Okay. doesn't that our design does not have to be perfect as that. They didn't do it in one day. They did not only one day. Okay. The corner radius as well is a little bit different. What is our own corner radius? Ours 40. Let me do 20 instead. Now let me do 10. I think 10 is perfect. Let me preview. 10 is great, but then it looks a little bit smaller. I can't get it one day. No, I must get it here. So I have to, I don't want to increase it anymore. It's already crossing out the edge. But that's the perfect position to stay. Okay, what I could do now is, let me just move it this way. Oh, so now I can easily drag it a little bit. Then I will need to increase the font, the text inside. I think it's 14. I think it's perfect this way. Yeah, it's perfect this way. Let me preview. Oh, interesting. Great. So we have our header. Now we need to do. We need to like set up. We need to like do. Should I say set up now? We need to have professionalism to our job. We just completed an header of a website. Now let's imagine we're not the only one working on it. Maybe our job is to just do the header and share the work to someone else. So we have to make this thing look very professional. You can see that I was able to group the search. You see this logo, I'll come to where the logo is actually. Then I would rename it and call it logo. Use case, I would group them and also rename it and call them the menu. So this rectangle, that is for the button, and then the go-to app, I'm going to do the same, group it. It's very important. It would make your work very neat and add a lot of professionalism. Then I'll call it button. I like that button. So the main rectangle here, I'll call it BG. BG as in background. So can you see? So then I would now highlight everything, group them, and call them top header, not top boy, top header. So can you see? That's an amazing professionalism. So the fact that you group it does not mean you still cannot make edits. So for example, let me say I made a mistake. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to do use case instead of use cases. I want to remove this text. Instead of having to come here and start dragging and start emptying them when I start the order this way, all you just have to do is this is what you want to change. Just double click. Can you see? Double click again. Then you have access. Then double click. Then you can do what you want to do. So if you're double clicking, you don't have to ungroup. So it's very easy for you that way. The moment you're double clicking, this drop down will take effect. So now we've achieved the header part by making our work neat and professional. And that is the concept we're following so that we'll get used to that concept. So let's reactivate our layout page and see all the jargons that we've been doing so far. Nice. What a jargons. Then still okay. So the next thing we want to do now is the text. And I don't understand how they made their, I think I should be able to do it. Let me see. This their background, it's gray in color. You can see that it's different from the header, but they added something to it. Let me try it. I can do something like that on Photoshop, but I don't know. I've never tried something like that on Figma before. So let's do it together. If you do not get it, it's both our wala. It's not only my wala. Okay, so let me try my log. This is it. Initially, at first, I thought it was not supposed to be an image. Let's say doesn't have to be that. Let me use this. Then let me try and bring this somewhere there. There should be somewhere here where I could do yeah, something of this nature. Something of this nature. Then they now make it look like a grayscale, like a pattern, something like that. Or I don't think Figma has that feature. This is for Angular. This is not it. Let's take it back to Let's take us back to where we come from. Let me see. Yeah, I think I should be able to do it here. Hold on, let me remove the. Let me just make this one so I can easily get this thing. Okay, so multiply. No, multiply. Let me come to light. Come to the color dodge. Darken it back. Let's try the differences. No. So that thing they added is something I can do on Photoshop, but if I open that Photoshop now, I will not leave here tonight. Because you know, I need to take hours to open. Not like hours like that. Because I've done so much on the laptop. So the best thing is to do is to restart it, then go do that thing. Let me check the effects to be able to see if I can get anything. Layer block, background block. That'll work. Okay, I won't let that delay me. I'll find a way around it. But I'm just trying to look at the possibilities of Figma achieving this thing on their screen. Looks like a dot, 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 dot. Okay. Oh no, I can't do it. But the concept is there is a way on Photoshop where you can take even on CorelDRAW, can take a part, like you can draw a pattern on a rectangle, like on a shape. And just draw a rectangle, just draw it there, normal, not really serious. But since you can't get it, then let that take our time. Let me just go ahead and I can use something. I have to use a different color, so it's not going to be closer to the color at the top. Let me preview it. This is what I wanted to. What is going on? My frame has framed. Oh, what's going on? Voila. Oh, all right. Let me delete this guy first. Oh, really? Wow, really? Okay, I think it's a network issue. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that part. But if I'm able to find it, so because after the class, I'm still going to go back to it and try to identify how that was done. Worst case, I can do it and then convert it into an image and drop it in. Okay, so now this color they dump here, I want us to try and do something about it. What we're going to do is, how we're going to do it, we could do two circles, one circle here and then another circle here. Then we give them the color, then we just try to use, I'll show you. Let's quickly do that. Time is running out. Okay, so I'll come here and pick the ellipse and just draw an ellipse here. This is going to be our number one. Then the second ellipse. They'll just hug themselves. Something of that nature. So now I need to pick the first color, this one, and then this one. I can as well come and just pick them right here. I think that's true. I can just come and just pick it here instead of having to go back to but the reason why we have to outline them is you need to show, see these things, they are very important in your work. You need to show it. But if you have this, it's another quicker way. That's a lazy man way. So he has to just follow through the concept. That's to do it the normal way. Okay, so picking this color. Then the other one, that's this guy. Then this one. Oops, sorry. I am supposed to paste the color code here. Okay, so at this point, this is where it's going to get really critical because it's been a while I've done something like this before. Okay, this other one needs to come to the top. This way. So now I need to now do the magic. Because this is where to do the work. Let's try linear. Linear should be able to do the job. Aside linear, let me see. Yeah, this is perfect. Now this is the best way to do it. This is perfect, but let me check. I check radical and radial. Angular cannot do it. Then diamond is also great. Diamond can do it. Diamond can do it perfect. But it needs to spread. So what we just have to do is drag it around. Or it will now form that diamond shape. So we don't need it. Let's just go for linear or radial. Then this way it needs to fall through. But because of it looks dotted, and the reason why it was dotted is because of the way they were able to dot this background, which I've not been able to figure out. Okay, let me inspect. They cannot turn me to Momona. I've been in this field before then. I'll find it. I need to get out of this. Get out of this place. First, I need to get out of this one too. Find it. Me. Oh, look at it. This is it. Right? It's kind of it. Let me see. I want to prove this. This is how we used to find out people's secrets. When they try to, this is it. This is that particular analysis. This is it. Let me just say this. Don't worry, I will share all the spouse to us. And I've been trying to find a way to do it. But the funny thing is, I tried to right click just as the way I picked those logo and images. You see, it won't tell me to pick it up as an image. It's just there, annoying me. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I need to hold on this color thing, and then I need to bring this one. Okay. But before bringing it in, the best way I have to bring this one in so they can fit into what I want it to do, I will come to this ellipse, then make them invisible using the eye icon. So what I want to play with now is this big rectangle. So I'll come here, then hope I'm not too fast. Let me know if I'm fast. But I just wanted us to finish on time. Because I know most of us have not had dinner. Or someone like me, I haven't even cooked. I don't even know what to eat. I'll be fine. I used to eat, but I like food. Okay, this is it. So I'll just come here, open. I don't see. Then can you see the image is running around? I'll just plug it in. And we got it! So let's review. It should look like NTA channel. That is not clear. That's trying to be clear. But you know something, I noticed something. Is it this other part here? It's a bit bigger in height than what I have here. I don't know, maybe it's because of the preview. But what do you think? Maybe it's because of the preview. Let's just continue. If it doesn't look okay, I might just increase the size. So let's make this guy come back. You see, they got it. So let's go back to our radial, and we just have to radial it. So we just have to like reduce it. Then this part has to be, I think it's great. That's great. So we have to just radial. Is it radial or radial? Radial. Yeah, it's radial. Grammar will not be somebody. Grammar will not be somebody. They are dragged now. Okay. I've decided not to move. Wait, so you can't go beyond that. How about? Oh. No, I think it's supposed to be together. Okay. I don't really need to extend it from here. This is what I need to extend this guy. The circle contour. I used to see, you see this concept like this? I used to see it in different projects. So I'll just evaluate like, what is this nonsense I think? I never knew I could do it. I never knew I could do this. But this particular one is already the circle edges is coming out. I don't know if you notice that. So I need to go back to radial. Yeah, radial. Then I need to like take it back. Take it back. Ooh, Takara is over. Okay, so let's look at this diagrams again. Oh, we got it. We're there. We don't have to be there, like there. But I'm having issues with this height. I think I might need to. No. Yeah, you see what just happened now? When you group a component, entire thing, and you want to drag it, all the contents inside will drag. Look at. You see. So the only way to do it is just gingerly go back and pick the one you want to drag, and then just drag it. Easy. It's like you end up like okay, but there's something. I dragged it now, and okay, I think I know what happened. This was the that is sitting on it. So I'm just gonna have to bring this back to the bottom. Oh, great. So what I would do now is I need to I'll select every object inside and then just move them downward a little bit. Yeah, let's preview and see. That is beautiful, but I need to push it up a little bit. Now it needs to go up a little bit. Now it's perfect. Well, wait. Our design is now, this background is looking too much. I think I need to reduce this background. Just TV channel background. What we'll just do is we'll just increase the opacity, take it to 70 or something. So I don't want it to come out too much. Let me try 50. Let me preview. I think it's fair. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now, our time is running now. Should be able to finish before 9. So I'll just quickly, this other part is very easy. The text. This is their offline, we'll do it, don't worry. So your space is blah, 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 blah. The text and information. Okay, so I'm going to increase it. It's still the same font throughout. No difference. So let me take the font to 40. No. 96. 48. 64. Then I need to make it bold. Then it needs to come to the center. Okay, I think I still need to do something to come. Let's go to 96. 96 is too much. Let me do 70. If I'm designing like this, I usually spend hours in this size and thing. Seriously, because I decided not to. I need to those circles. I need to group them and then just put them somewhere for now. I'm gonna resolve it. So I need to just take this one this way. So I can, let me try 70 now. Now there's a magic going on here. I'm trying to do it the exact way they had their phone. Yeah, exactly this way. Then I'm having the highest one, which is black. Let's check the book. Oh, nice. Black. Let me try 85. Yeah, 85 is great. Well, I need it to just look at it. Wow. Let's go back to 80. Okay, I think I know how to handle the situation. I'm going to delete this and start it over. What I'll do is I just want that the way their text is being centralized and we have a lot of space in the edges. That's what I'm trying to achieve. So I'll draw it. I'll just draw this text angle. When you split the text, you can easily drag in and drag. So now the information will just stay right inside this while I try to play around it. So let me try 70 to figure it out. Let me try 70. It's going down. Let me try 65. It gets smaller. Okay. If it's not going to work this way, there's always a way. You see. So what I would just want to do is your space to focus and get, then things don't follow through. So what I would just do is, let's take this one out. Then we just try and follow through this way. But I didn't get it that way as well. Still not getting it. So this is what I'm going to do. I'll go over it again. What I'm going to do now is I would add the text one after the other. Because what they are doing now that looks like this thing. That's if they achieved it. Yeah. They want to start deceiving me. So I'm going to make this one 96. And I take it to 85. So if the moment I get the right font, is it as bold as this? It's not this black. So I think this is one of the challenges I'm having. It's this black, 161616. This is like a tax for the week for everybody. Don't worry, we'll get there. We're fine. Okay, so I'm going to move it this way. So what we just do, your space to focus and get, that is what I'm going to add to this. Is it going to cover it through? I don't think it will. Imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 texts in this header, and this is number 1. Now imagine 2, 3, 4, 5. Can it stay inside this box? I don't think so. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate I'll duplicate the text and then just do it this way. Okay, so I have the second text. I just give it this, because like I said, just like I saw the concept, I knew it's not going to fit in. And it did not make any sense. This is the third one, and it is finished. So why am I having trouble with this? I think I should just follow my instincts. My instinct says, "Shall do it." So I'm doing it. Get things done. So I need to move it a little bit this way. Then I would reduce it to 80. I'll be fine with this one. This way. 75. I'm okay with this one. Let me just preview it and see what I have. It's not centralized. I need to try and find a way to make it centralized. Let me call back my layout grid when I need layout grid. Okay, thanks for coming in. I have now it's okay. Good. I don't know if it's not as bold as theirs. I think the reason why it's not bold is because our design is inside a small, a small screen, and the already is a big screen. Like it's not making me look like a fool. Okay, so the next thing is this cuff line here. And the cuff line is going to be a little bit critical, not really critical. There are two ways you can do it. You can just do a straight line rectangle. Let me decrease the height to 10. So I'm gonna have to give it this 1616 color. So come here. This is like me try by error. So this is it. Then I'll come to this pen tool and click on pen tool. This pen tool. Should that work? No, that won't work. This is the way to do it. This is a quicker way to do it. Let me zoom in so you can see clearly. So this is the tool. I'll just double click on it. to form this two. Then come to the top left corner, click this for blending. Then how are we blending? We're taking it up. So then take it up. So I have to take this bar up as well. So now I need to now start dragging. No. Let me see. I need to call. It worked, but it didn't really cop this part. I need it to cop this edge for me. This thing dancing around. This is the thing I'm looking for. So once you click on this, it's still the same pencil that I went back to use, but I just started in another angle. You can see you can turn it in a different way. Okay, let me still. Oh, thank you. Done. Is it cupped now? It's still not cupped. So I'm gonna go back to it again. I'll double click and then change it to this cup. And come here. It's cupped now. And done. It's cupped now. For this other, the top is cupped. The bottom is not cupped. So I'll click on the bottom and click on this cupped line. I need it to not just bend. So you know you can do that before you're not disturbing it. So it's cupped. Just for the sake of being confidently sure that I did that, so I'm going to delete it and do it again. Okay, so the first thing I did was I drew a rectangle. Normally, I could have just go ahead and use this pen tool. Let me try. So use the pen tool, then just draw a very thick line, release the pen tool, and come back and pick this one. Then double click, just like the way we double click this curve. And try to curve it out. I should have gone for this one. This one is even easy now. And this is easy now. I might not stressing myself. Let me delete this one. Let me delete it. So for the sake of me being sure that I confidently did this, I'm doing it again. So I click on the pencil, then I just draw a straight line, then I double click to release. Oh, sorry, disappeared. Wait. I'm coming. Where is it? Oh, it disappeared. I think I have to pick it again. Yeah, my line, the line I drew now is not even actually straight. You just actually copy it like this. And then I got it. So you see what I did now? Let me try and do that again. So this is what I did. I picked the first line and then I dragged it. Let me drag it to a straight line, or let me drag it to a straight line. Then we just this was the first one I did. I mean, the second one I was doing was this concept. I didn't get it again. I was getting to it. This is single click. Normally, if you double click, you're telling it to release. Single click is supposed to do it this way. Anyways, we are still going to teach about the pencil because you're going to use the pencil to draw a lot of illustrations. So we'll still have to talk about it. But let me just go back to this. The way the pencil works like magic. Even I myself, can you see? I got the straight line. I can't even get it again. I see what is going on. Can't get it again. You get it? Just have to chill. I see what is happening. Something I drew just now. Okay, let me see real quick. Then, why are you going there now? Huh. Okay, so I'll just come here and then I'll click on this one to copy. But don't worry, we're still going to work on the pencil together. So I just need to go this way. Can't you just listen to me for once? The fact that I'm trying to prove that I got it right is already fighting. It's showing me that who am I? The tool is it's a very funny tool. Difficult to like say you want to study, you want to like fix it. No, I think what I could do now is to actually delete it and just start it over. So I just need to copy it this way. And I need to release this one. I need to copy these edges. Go back here. I've gotten it this time, but I need to still do something here. Okay. Finally. Malagala. Aha. This is what I want to do. Then let me just twist it. Yeah, this is how it was, right? So let me just twist it this way. And I need to take it to where it should be. But as it is now, it's not even perfect. No worries. I'll get it. And now it's looking okay. Oh. Whereas I'll personally teach this to the later time. So if you are unable to get it now, get it because like I said, we'll need it to learn to draw illustration. Okay, so their concept did not come for yes. So I think I need to increase the stroke so it can be a little bit thicker, just like the way they have there. I think 2 is perfect. What did I do? I wrote 32 instead of 2. 2 is perfect. All I just have to do is extend this one. Going to, so I don't want to try and prove that I got it. I want to do it again, otherwise I would only be on time. Okay, so that's fair enough. Then the next part is this one. So I'm just gonna copy their text and bring in the text and just paste it in. And then we have to resize it. Let's take it to 15. 15 is perfect. No, now. 15 is perfect. So I might need to zoom in so I can see what I just did. We'll make this one medium. Doesn't have to be. I feel we should still increase it. Let's take it to 20. 20 is great. Okay, so we are almost done. Oh, this is 9. I think we would have to take a pause here. Then we'll continue later. The time is running out. Let me see. Nice. We've done quite a lot. So I think you should be able to try and complete this. I'll also complete it from my end. Maybe I'll try and complete it and then record it. So that, yeah, I think that's what I should do. I'll record it and then complete it. This is 9 already. Otherwise, we probably will not leave you on time. Okay, so what do I have to share with us? I'm sharing us the font and the entire files. What's the file? This is this one. That was the file, then the desktop, live arts. Then the links to the plug to the Chrome extension. So I'll just take a pause here. So what I'll do is I'll record the rest of the designs and then share it because I only want to do the header. Then I'll also try and take the mobile as well. So that way it can be convenient and easy for us to quickly jump on. I'll try and make sure we start early in our next class. So what I'm going to do is I will be engaging us on this particular project until Saturday so that we will not just dump it and then come back on Saturday to want to continue. So it's best to continue pushing through. So like I said, I would record the rest of the class, the rest of the design, and then share the complete video so we can also walk through it. Then having done that part, I also record the continuation down to the end. So we would have to complete it. So on Saturday, I would review everyone's work. So I think that would work. So do we have any question? It took 2 hours. Wow. Even though we started past 7. Do we have any question? I'm going to share a lot of files. Where's my WhatsApp? But let me start sharing now. Do you have any question? No question. Hope we are still here. Nobody's sleeping.
Good evening. Please, I want to say something.
Okay.
Please, I will have a small interview tomorrow. I don't know if you can give me an insight. I don't know.
Okay. UI UX interview.
You said?
What is the interview about?
Product designer intern.
Wow, that's interesting. Congratulations. Is it physical interview or virtual?
Virtual.
Oh, that's interesting. What kind of question would ask you? Of course, the normal thing is they tell you to like briefly tell them about you. Just but of course, the normal way is to introduce yourself and your location, and then tell them what you do currently, and then give them just like a brief of what you do, everything you know, your ideas as regard UI UX, product design, the kind of companies you've worked with before. Basically every experience that you have. Since it's an internship, they know that you've been learning. So you just focus more on the things that you've been learning, where you've been learning, what are the things you've been learning. And then I think that's all. So that way it should easily help them understand the kind of, they might want to ask a few questions as regard product design and everything. So they just want to like, that way, because of the fact that you've already explained to them that you're still learning, and these are the things you've learned so far. So it will depends on the kind of question they want to ask you. What time is the interview? Hello, are you still there? Hello. She here. She's still with us. No, she's not with us. Okay. Maybe she'll have to like message me online. So I want to know what time the interview will start. So I can just try and stay online on WhatsApp. If there's any question, I can help. Yeah. Job interviews is always fun. It's always fun, especially when a white man is interviewing you, a white person is interviewing. It's always very fun and interesting. Okay, so do let me finish us with dogs. Okay, she's back. Yeah, I'm saying that what time is the interview? Hello. Are you with us? Okay, so like I said, I'm going to record and complete it. Then we move on the next thing. So that is how the entire thing is going to go. So I'm going to send us this file right now. I'm sharing it now. I think Should be able to share files on WhatsApp, right? Okay, thank you very much for tonight, and sorry for keeping us waiting this much. It's one of the ways these things usually take time, but we have to get it right. That is why we are taking it slow. So, okay, thank you very much for tonight. Have an amazing night rest. I will forward the recording as soon as possible.